welcome to Cape Wrath. We've got Milo and we've got Shadow Milo. And I want you to think about what these guys are thinking at the pillar of heal. Now these, up to this point, have not existed in my life or your life. And what I want you to think about is, what does healing look like with our little furry friends? Now Milo is me when I was a young child, like 8. Excited, he is so excited to be at Cape Wrath. This has been an adventure of a lifetime. It's taken 2 days to get here because of the weather, and a ferry and 4.5 hour walk, and he's like, this is the best, this is the most exciting thing we've ever pulled off, because we believed that we could get here. It is incredible, and I can feel him, I can literally feel the excitement that we've achieved it. He's like, yeah, let's go on the ferry, let's go on into the last wilderness of Scotland. Whereas Shadow Milo, he's part of me that years ago fragmented, because I got hurt at some point and I didn't understand why, because I was running on my emotional world, which was Milo back then. He didn't understand why these horrible things were happening. And what you need to understand, or what I need to understand, is the shadow is equally lovable and needed. It keeps us safe, but overly safe. It'll say, "No, you're not quite good enough to traverse across, the terrain to Cape Wrath. You might get lost. You might break your ankle. You're not fit enough." And it's based on good ideas, but it's often in the realm of being too protective or unloving or a hating of myself or yourself. So the shadow Milo, or your shadow, will always say, you're just not good enough, you're not going to make it, it's not going to go very well, you're not going to film anything very good, it's going to be boring, it's going to be raining, and the lighthouse is not going to be that good. That's what he's thinking. But actually, Shadow Milo is only part of Milo, and we need to bring these two and me all together, and that's what I've been doing within the Moonshot Mastery Academy. So this is cool. We've got Milo, who's very excited to be here. Shadow Milo's like, okay, this is good, all right, okay, well, you proved me wrong, now you've got to make some good videos, and you've got to last the night without internet and phone, because there is nothing here. There's no pleasures of life here at all. It'll just be me, my 2 stuffed friends, Milo and Shadow Milo. So we'll see how healing goes at Cape Wrath. So these guys are loving it, and he's come on board. Milo's loving it. So think about Cape Wrath. Think about what did you like to do when you were 8 years old, and maybe what type of things may have made you not love yourself as much as what you could, and what split up into your Shadow Milo. So Cape Wrath, let's see how the night goes. Milo and Shadow Milo are thinking, why are we at another lighthouse? Milo's thinking, how cool is this? This is like the 3rd biggest lighthouse in Scotland, we think. We want to go and climb it, but it's shut. Shadow Milo's thinking, I don't know why we're here. Need to go back, need to get some money. I'm scared. I might get stung by that bee. Not liking it, not liking it. But Milo's absolutely loving it, and so am I. I am absolutely loving it. And what we've got to understand with the lining is that these characters, our inner child, our shadow, need to all come together with us. There are like 3 parts of us: the shadow, our inner child, and our ego, or adult version of ourselves, and all of them need to be coming together for us to have our most fulfilled life. So Milo wants to have fun. He sees the best in everything. Shadow makes us feel like we're not really lovable or wanted, and everything's going to go bad. And then the adult version has to deal with both of these and run a normal life. But a fulfilled life will appear if we can get all these characters coming together. So Tarbat Ness is all about aligning. Milo urges us to go and find the best in everything. And the shadow will keep us safe, but sometimes too safe. Okay, so bear that in mind when we're dealing with these characters in life. They are useful, but usually one of them takes control way more than what it should. Okay, and we need to understand that Milo, my inner child, really just wants to have fun. Obviously we can't have too much fun, or can we? Only you know that for your own life. Tarbat Ness is about aligning these three together. So let's see if you can do it. Have a lovely day. Inquiring questions for Milo and Shadow Milo at Duncansby Lighthouse. And Milo's asking, when are we going to go and play? When are we going to go and find exciting things? We're going to go and look over the edge, find the puffins, whales. Shadow Milo's asking, when can we go back to bed? When can we go hide away in a safe place? We've slept above the cliffs in the car tonight, and he's been wondering if the handbrake's going to hold. Is this adventure worth it? The Shadow version of Milo also questions, well, you don't look very good, or do you look very good in that hoodie? Does your voice sound good enough to put this on YouTube? Is your hair a bit messy? Is there any point in any of this? Lots of self-doubt questions come from this Shadow version. This version of Milo wants the best. He wants to go and run wild, go and play with the sheep. So question everything. Be like these monkeys, though, and think about how we can use the monkeys, Milo, to ensure that the questions we're asking and the thoughts that are coming into our lives throughout the day are positive questions and positive answers. So our inner child wants the best for us. Our adult version needs to process that and use it to create the best fun life that we can have with the values of society. Can't run around being monkeys and chasing sheep around the field after all, because that's what you would want to do. And Shadow Milo, we need to listen, but then we need to understand that we need to bring Shadow Milo to us and intermingle, entwine with him and embrace him. Only then can we find peace. So question, how can we bring Shadow Milo, the shadow world, back towards ourselves and work together? And these two can bring us our best lives if we dare to question and inquire. So, Duncansby Lighthouse, what a place. Welcome to Awaken. Now, Milo and Shadow Milo are really enjoying it here. It is wild. Milo is like, wow, look at all these seabirds. And Shadow Milo is like, you're filming literally 1 meter from the edge of the cliff. But that's because it's so windy. Now Awaken, Milo and Shadow Milo understand that if they work together, they can have their best, most beautiful life. Now, because you've done the hard work, Pillar 4 is dead easy for these two. Milo wants the lovely, most adventurous, most loving life. And Shadow Milo wants that, but he wants to make sure that he's kept safe. Now, because you've awakened, and before that you've aligned these two to work together, you can make the best decision on whatever you choose. Shadow Milo will keep you safe. Before, he was causing you anxiety, depression, and all of the dis-eases of life that we feel. Milo himself just wants fun. He really just wants fun. He wants to be careful. He wants to be loved. But now you've got the tools to awaken correctly. So at Neist Point, Milo's like, yes, bring on the seabirds, bring on looking over the edges and looking at the dolphins. Shadow Milo's like, it's a bit risky, but you know what, I can get on board because I see the greater plan now. I see what I need to do. So at Neist Point, let's awaken with Milo and Shadow Milo. Welcome to Nurture and welcome to the Mull of Galloway. These two guys, Milo and Shadow Milo, have had the greatest adventures. Now, only in the recent couple of pillars has Shadow Milo been able to enjoy himself, because he has been telling me it's too dangerous, it's not going to work, we're not going to be successful. But when we started to align and then awaken together and question together what's going on and why, he started to get on board. He started to go, well, you know what, it's a bit dangerous, what about if you think about this? And then Milo's going, we just want to have fun, but make sure you love us and care for us while we're doing it. But before, these two were not working together, they were pulling me apart. They really were pulling me apart. But now we've aligned, we've awakened, and obviously we started with heal, and we've thought about things by questioning, inquire. Us three are now working together at Nurture, because Shadow Milo is actually a protector of you and me, because he wants you to stay safe. But back in time, some traumatic event spooked Milo and they sort of split. Now that doesn't need to be anymore. We are working together because we've aligned, and we're now doing our better lives, and that leads to a more fulfilled life. So he is actually happy, still watching, and Milo is actually living his best life, being a big kid, running around. We've been up the lighthouse. It has been so incredible for all of us, and this one was a little bit scared, but still enjoyed it. So nurture your inner world, your inner child. The shadow version of your inner child will also be loving and getting on board. So that is nurture, the fifth and final pillar of the Moonshot Mastery Academy, in the eyes of Milo, my best pal, and actually Shadow Milo, who I have really ignored for most of my life, which has caused me great upset. And I can't say that enough in terms of the upset that has caused me, because I decided to turn away from part of me. It hit hard, but I want everybody to learn from these 5 pillars and come along for the journey. Come to the Moonshot Mastery Academy and follow the Lightkeepers pilgrimage yourself. That will be coming. So, from the Mull of Galloway and nurture, become the lighthouse. These guys have loved every lighthouse on the journey. It's not over yet though. So remember, love yourself, become the best, most fulfilled version of yourself. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to the planet, and you owe it to everybody around you to shine as bright as possible. What an adventure, what a pilgrimage. The Lightkeepers pilgrimage is coming to a close, and along the way I found my inner child Milo, and I found my Shadow Milo. And over the pilgrimage we've started to see that these two have been working together to allow me to have my best, most fulfilled life. Now without these two I would be living a life that wasn't true to me. I now know the life that I want to lead, and it's wonderful, but it's taken me a long time, and the pilgrimage itself took 10,000 miles. We've done 7 lighthouses that you'll see. 5 are now within the academy that I will now shape other people's lives through, and it's been wonderful. But these guys, Milo wants to keep me safe and also have the best times because he wants to be kept safe. Shadow Milo over protects me, and he also makes it feel like I'm not worthy, because until I meet him and have a chat and make him understand that everything's okay, he will always rule me. So until he is dealt with, I will always have that niggling doubt of, well, should I, am I good enough? But now we are all working together, and we have accomplished the Lightkeepers pilgrimage, something that is me walking my pilgrimage. And Longships is just an experience and a way to end this from John O'Groat to Land's End. So let's see what is made after this.